Hey, coaches, no matter what, brand new coaches to the travel basketball arena make this one mistake. I want you to avoid it. I made it. A lot of people make it, and I don't want you to make it. And that number one mistake that travel basketball coaches make that first year coaching is they focus on the wrong things, or they just don't know what to focus on. Maybe they're focusing on too much. I want to say, like, my first couple practices, I was like doing crazy drills, like passing drills and layup lines and things like that. That's not what we want to focus on as travel coaches. We want to make sure that we focus on what matters. And what matters as a travel basketball coach, whether you're planning on doing just a simple Division 3 team, Division 2 team, maybe you're a parent and you just want to get a team going for your kid and their friends, but you want them to have a little more competition and you're the one that's going to do it. You need to be able to focus on team strategy, doing a bunch of different skills that I'm going to talk about here in this video. I am not trying to tell you not to do individual skills. I think individual skills are great. Fundamentals are great. I do think you should do them. I think you should give a little bit of time during your practice to work on them. But I don't think that it should take up the majority of your practice. I think it should be fast-paced, working on individual skills, dribbling to the legs, good passing, whatever. Fast-paced fundamentals to make sure that all your players are doing it right, executing it properly. I'll make videos about that later, but today we're talking about what you need to do to get your team ready, and you need to have that strategy. And here's the skills that your team needs to have. You need to be able to break a press. Travel teams know how to execute solid pressure defense, full court. They have the bench depth to do that. And if you can't break it, they'll break you. And it'll be a long game. It'll be, 100-2. You got to know how to break the press. That's one of the first things you need to teach. Your team needs to know how to quickly execute a transition offense. They need to know how to do that. They need to know how to take a turnover and turn it into a layup. They need to be able to do that quick. They need to work together doing that. That's super important. They need to know how to identify what the other team is running on defense, and then turn that, whatever, they need to be able to get into whatever offense you're going to run based on that defense. Same thing. They need to be able to run solid. They need to all know how to run a defense for whatever it is that you're trying to execute. They need to know how to run a zone defense to stop a team that's, penetrating. They need to know, or you need to know as a coach, what that team that you're playing, where most of their strengths are. Are they a dribble, drive team where they're just driving in and destroying you on man defense? How do you overcome that? You set up a 2-3 zone and, you play behind that line and you stop them from doing that. Are they a team that's knocking down three-pointers because you're in a 2-3 zone? You need to change it up. Maybe you need to go to a 3-2. Maybe you need to run man. But they need to know how to do that as a team. You need to know how to communicate that to them as a team. And they need to know how to be able to transition into whatever defense in a quick and efficient manner. They need to be able to execute easy plays, like inbounding plays. They need to be able to score off of those, and they need to be able to do it effectively. I'm not telling you need to come up with 100 different plays. You don't need to do that. I don't even like running plays. I like running offenses and making things work. But on inbounding, I love having plays, whether it's baseline or sideline. You need to think about that. That's something that we need to do. That's opposite of the number one mistake. We need to be able to have an inbound play that our team can execute effectively each time together, all working in sync. Those are the things that you need to be aware of as a coach and focus on. Those are the things that you need to spend the majority of your time practicing. And it's hard, because there's, 6 or 7 things that I just said there, and it can be very difficult. But what I did to help you out is I put all these ideas from like years of coaching and mistakes that I made, especially in the early years. I put them into a little handout. It's actually, it's not little. It's like 40 pages, and I have a link to the description, a link to this in the description box below. Right now, I'm charging like $5 for it. If you're watching this video, months down the road, maybe it's a little bit more. But right now, it's really cheap, and it's just my thoughts that are in my head, things that I learned. It might be good for you, it might not. But I break down a lot of these things that I'm talking about, and really the goal of this document is for you to get an idea of what you need as a coach to break down into practices and make sure that you understand it and make sure that your team understands it. And once you have that, and you have those 6-7 things in your head, you can create your own little I don't want to call it a playbook because it's not a playbook, but it's more like your strategic the strategy you're going to use as a team to be successful out there. And as long as you are able to communicate that strategy and like how your team's going to operate, you're going to be successful. But it's a great roadmap for you. It's a great starting point. It's a great framework. Take a look at it, download it. If you like it, I'd like to know about it. I'd like to know what you like. If you don't like it, I'd also like to know what you'd like to see improved on there. So, that's out there for you. Good luck creating a team strategy. If you don't buy the book, just do some searches on YouTube, but try to go through some of those skills that I just talked about. And that's where you need to focus for that first year.